So, hello. Hi. Very good evening to the creations. Very good evening to the splendid things we can still create, and definitely to the change we can still make. Good. How are we? Hope you're all good. Hope you're all safe. Yeah, again. Hope you're all safe. Excellent. All right, so today's live has a different question to us that goes like, is creating selfish right now? And as usual, we have two intentions. Intention one says, I reclaim creation as a sacred act. I reclaim creation as a sacred act. And the second intention says, I was created to create. I was created to create. Like, I don't know who's using this time to build something. Let me know in the chat. I mean, Alice, if you are willing to reveal that to me and to the people in here, let me know. Let me know if you're creating something now. All right, and let me give you the outline of today's live. Cool, thanks. So I'm giving you a real story about one of the creatives. Then we'll be talking about who are the creatives. And then I shall give you a small brief about the difference between creativity and creation. Then we will talk about what if creations were what the world indeed needed now. And I'm giving you, as a bonus, 6 inspired ways to breathe a new life into your craft, especially if you're someone, as I said, using this time to build something useful, something, that's speaking to your soul. And I will tell you what comes after creativity. And definitely we shall sum up with the Q&A if you have some. All right, let's get it started. So the real story I'm about to tell you belongs to the journey of Van Gogh. Okay, and as you know him, he's the Dutch painter who was born in the Netherlands, I believe in 1853. And the very intriguing and interesting and inspiring thing about Van Gogh and his story that it didn't start out, planning to be an artist or to be creative. No. And indeed he worked so many jobs. Like he worked different jobs, from a preacher to a teacher. And I remember also that he worked in one of the bookstores. But something was always telling him, we have something to create. Like, we have something that has to take shape into a form of creation. There is something, there is an urge. And Van Gogh didn't understand what was happening. He was not able to decode those urges and those callings. And I trust that it happened in his mid-20s when he found out that, okay, painting could be the outlet for that. And he started painting. He started mixing colors. He started expressing his emotions, and he started trying. And by the way, his work was never appreciated in the beginning. It was rejected big time. And he used to get support from his brother, to save on cost. His brother used to buy him the painting materials because back then he didn't have the money. And as I said, his work was never appreciated in the beginning. He received a lot of feedback, but he didn't give up. He kept on fine-tuning his crafts. He kept on falling and then standing and then falling and then till he made it, until he made it. And one of his very famous masterpieces is the sunflower, I believe. Yeah, the sunflower. Also, we do have one more. There is one more that he got really famous. For. I don't know if I can find it now for you. Yeah, the Starry Night. The Starry Night. And if you've ever been to the Netherlands, I suggest that you visit his museum, Van Gogh Museum. Especially if you're someone who is into creations and into inspiration and into art and all of that. I think you shall click big time with it. Cool. And a few more challenges about his story, that he had a mental breakdown, by the way. He had a mental breakdown and he had other psychological issues, but he didn't give up. Even when he was in the clinic in France, he was painting. And he came up with bunch of canvas. Cool. So now let's move to talk about who are the creatives. So see, the creatives are very much like Van Gogh. And when I say very much like Van Gogh, I don't mean that they're all painters. No. But the creatives people are just, they always have this calling to create something meaningful, outstanding in their lives and in the world. Like always. They have this kind of urge. Something that keeps knocking at them, and pushing them to express something. They always have ideas. And they feel that those ideas are meant to be turned into possibilities that can change the world. And here's one more interesting and intriguing thing about creatives, that they are not defined by professions or status or anything as such. No, but they could be, as I said, they could be painters, they could be writers, they could be dancers, they could be script writers, they could be builders, they could be teachers. The common thing is that they always have the feeling to create, the feeling to build something. And I very much believe that that's something undeniable. That's something undeniable. And also, it's never been about perfection. It's never been about perfection. I think it always has to do with that vision that they have, the curiosity and the courage that they finally gather to shape their ideas into something useful. Yeah, as I said, in their lives and in the world, and to themselves and to those around them. Fine. Now let me explain the very thin line between creation and creativity. So as we said, creativity is that ability to imagine something, and it's like something that is always new, something that is always outstanding, something that is always exciting in your head. But creation is the act that turns that imagination into something real, something that we can finally all see and touch. So having said that, all creatives are creators, but not all creators are creatives. I don't know if you can get that. I'll repeat it. Not all creators are creators, but all creatives are creators. Fine. And the word of creation is so huge, and it's so interesting, and I find it so divine and so soul giving. Like it really speaks, and it has its own power. It has its own power in every sense of the way. Cool. And I think that can now bring us up to our question, which is the main theme of today's life. We said, like, do we think that creating now is selfish? Like, see what the world is going on through when we are creating. As I said yesterday, life thrives on the opposite. So you can always choose to create something different, to create the opposite. So if you see that things are not going well, you can choose to create something that can go really, really, really well. Yeah, and it's not selfish for one more reason. It's not selfish because it's doing so good. It's doing so good to you and for you. And I'll tell you why. As I said, if you're finding this topic very interesting, I believe that creation is something that's speaking to you. That you also have the urge, the pull to do something, to shape an idea into a form of creation. And you feel it deep down you, even though that you might still be lacking some clarity, but you have it within you. And having said that, again, means that you will be speaking your truth. If today you decide to create something, then definitely you are speaking your truth. And when you speak your truth, you feel good. You feel good. And when you feel good, you see life differently. As if you've started wearing a different glasses. Now you're putting new lenses to see the world through. Not all creatives are creators. We'll come to that. To the Q&A. Okay, we started having some questions in here. Cool. And it's also good for others because you contribute with them differently, and you contribute to them differently, and also you inspire them. And you can uplift them and change their perspectives. And trust me on this. You have no idea what good your creations today can do to somebody. You have no idea. You have no idea what part of him or her you can touch on a soul level, because your creation is definitely a form of heart-to-heart talk. So never underestimate what you can create. Never, never, ever. Very good. And see, I've been into the creation now field for 6 to 7 years, I believe. But it's something I could relate to years ago, like years ago. I think it all started when I was 14. I very much relate to Van Gogh when he had those feelings that is always, as I said, an urge, a pull. Something is trying to tell me something, but I'm not that well equipped. Like I don't have the words. I'm not that the level of consciousness is still a bit low. I'm still developing. And because of that, it was taking some time. But solitude, I believe, was the solace. Solitude, what helped me out decode what those things were trying to tell me. And when you walk on the path, and when you walk on the way appears. The way appears. It's like when you start following those breadcrumbs. Till you have the full picture. Well, now let me give you some inspired ways to breathe a new life into your craft. If you're today someone who doesn't only want to create but wants to be really creative and stand out, then let me give you six tactics. Tactic number 1 is to mix styles and mediums. And I'll give you one example. Like for me, for example, I blend coaching with spirituality. And spirituality is not something that I woke up overnight As I like woke up overnight, knowing so much about it. No, I put in the hour. I put in the hour, and I've built a very, I believe, good understanding about it. Still, well, I still see myself like I don't know what I don't know. Like you never know everything in this life. You will always be put in the hour. You'll always be in you know, and how will I say it? You will always be willing to learn, because you know that the more you know, the more you tell yourself like I know everything, that you know nothing, like definitely nothing. So that's my way. I build, like that's my way. I blend spirituality with coaching. Again, I don't know what kind of creation that you're doing, so you have to define what style, and try to mix it up. Try to bring in something. Ask yourself, what is the one thing that could be done so differently, and that those around me are not doing it. Cool. And then we have way number 2 is it is based on the law of subtraction. Law of subtraction is about one belief that says creativity thrives under intelligent constraints. It means you have to give up on what's good for what is great. You have to give up on what's good for what is great. And here I ask you to trust your intuition. Like sometimes like you feel that the intuition is twisting. Yeah, something is not right. You feel it. Something is off about, I don't know, the page that you wrote, or about the beat that you created for a new song, or I don't know, a campaign about the company that you're trying to build and talk about. The intuition never lies. It's your GPS, so follow it. And when you feel that something is buzzing, then I suggest that it's time for you to apply this law, which is called the law again of the law of subtraction. Yeah, you have to start deleting. It's the same thing that has happened with me so many times, especially when it comes to writing books. That there are chapters that really they put me in a position where I have to give up. I have to give up on them entirely. I have to delete them. And here I can relate to my experience of writing my second book, when I had to rewrite it. I had to rewrite the whole book, completely the whole book, and I remember that it was done in 40 days, because it was written in a way full of instructions, and then so it got rejected. And when it got rejected, then I got the aha moment that I think this book has to be rewritten. And it's something also I taught at the GWC in 2024 at the Japan Writers Conference, under the presentation the luxury of rewriting. I know it's tough, but yes, you have to let go. You have to let go of what's good for what is great. Cool. And now let's move to tactique number 3. You might find this one really unusual, but that's the point. That's the point of it. It's called reverse inspiration. So instead of only looking for the things that inspire you, I suggest that you take pictures. It could be sometimes lyrics, it could be sometimes memories, it could be sometimes some personal pictures, not only some net-based ones, and put them on a board. Put them on a board in front of you, and ask yourself, like, how can I turn this into something meaningful or beautiful? Like, though you're having those feelings of irritation and they're really bothering you, but no, you still choose to put yourself in a position where you can turn them into something beautiful. Give it a shot and let me know. It's been working for me, and it shall for you too. And now let me give you technique number 4, which again you might find it surprising. Watch your food. Watch your food as someone who's always creating, and I'll tell you why. You know, we as humans have many bodies, not only this physical body. No, we have an emotional body, we have psychological one, which is the mental, and we have the physical one. That's apart from this. That's apart from spirit. That's apart from the soul. So what happens when you overload, when you completely overload this physical part of you, you know, the this physical body, it gets to affect other energies. It gets to affect other bodies. So when I feel like I'm overloaded, and I very much believe that you can relate to this. When you overeat, you feel that I think I've done something wrong to my body. Like, I think it's time for me to, you know, to zip it. I think it's time for me to clean, you know. I think it's time for me to go on a diet. You feel it. You feel your body starts sending you signals. And when you overeat, you must have noticed it, that you're not in a position to think clearly. You're not in a position to do work. You're not in a position to, you know, to go and do your stuff with a very high level of energy. So imagine when it comes to creation. Imagine when it comes to creation. Like, you want to create, you want to be really creative, and then you're playing with the energy of your physical body. So please don't do it. Don't do it. Those are all they're all linked. They're all linked. There is a chain, and they do affect each other. They do affect each other. And also imagine if today you are in a position where you're looking for an answer, you know, you're looking for an inspiration, a source of inspiration. You won't be able to have it. You won't be able to have it. Trust me. Cool. And then we have a journal. Have a journal to write down about everything that has that has been happening on the way of your creation. Because the creation itself is not about accumulation. It's about who are you becoming on the way. It has never been about what you can accomplish. I understand that sometimes the goal is just achieving the goal itself, but if you're taking creation really seriously and you're thinking of it as something really sacred, and it belongs to the energy you were born with, then you should not think of it as if it's just a matter of accumulation. Yeah, you should think of it as a matter of embodying and of becoming something on the way. So in this journal, I suggest that you uncover your emotions, your experiences, sometimes the people that you've met, the ideas, the lessons, and try to have a thought. Have a thought about those. Have a thought about those notes. And last but not the least, I really love this one, by the way. It's called Time Travel Collab. Time Travel Collab. It's like when you put yourself in a position to collab with your future, either with your future self or present self. You can also collab with your past self, yet I don't really suggest, because unless if your past is so good, like it's so rosy, and you finally made it to someone of a very good awareness that what happened had just to upgrade your awareness, you know, and whatever that happened has to upgrade your soul to another level. It's like when you go to school, you have to pass some exams and take lessons so that you get upgraded, right? So unless if you've seen your past through that lens, then you go ahead and collab with it. But otherwise, just to get yourself out of that and just focus on your present. Or generally, people like to imagine the future, you know. what can happen tomorrow, and what can happen, what can be created in the long run. And ask yourself one very good question: what will that version of me want me to create? What will that version of me want me to create? And see what shows up. And I ask you to show up for what shows up. See what kind of questions and emotions. Yeah, see what kind of questions and emotions. And show up. Show up to them. Let's get our questions ready. If we have some. And now let me tell you what comes after creativity. See, if you are creative, I can guarantee you one thing: success. And I talk about the creators who made it to who made their creations like really creative, and decided to put light, to put them under the light, to show them to the world, not only keep them to themselves. So expect success after creativity. And after success comes fame, and after fame comes greatness. So to be successful, you have to be creative, and to be famous, you have to be successful, and to be great, you have to be famous. Think of it and let me know if you have any questions about that. Cool. So I got a question in here that says, not all creatives are creators. Not all creatives are creators. See, if you think of creation, if you think of it, you as a human, you create so many things on a daily basis. On daily basis, you create your thoughts, you create your words, you create your deeds, and those three things create your consequences that shape your life, that shape your relationships, that shape your work, and eventually that shape your creativity also. So if you take it that way, then I can tell you that all creatives are creators. All creatives are creators. And it's something in our DNA, like music. Yeah, yet I cannot lie that it has been given to us, I wouldn't say equally. Like, some people were born with the energy to fix. Some others were born with the energy of teaching. You know, they have this amount of energy that places them in a position to give, or to fix, or to teach, or to create, or to or what else? Like, you know, when an engineer, engineers generally, you find them from a very young age having this pull to fix things and fix cars, and you must probably very interested in garages and watching things about, you know, again, about cars or fixing or repairing. And people who are born with the energy of giving, you find them always in like mothers. You find them always like people who build associations, people who take care of, you know, animals and this and that. And the people who are born with the energy of teaching, we call it the karma of teaching. People always, you find those always in fields like, they're either coaches, they're either trainers, they're either educational platform builders, and etc. So if you take it that way, then all humans are creators. All humans are. I mean, some people pass the idea to another who create outcome from that thought. I mean, some people pass the idea to another who create outcome from that thought. I still don't get it. Can you elaborate? Okay, so you want to say that some inspire others, and due to that inspiration, the others, those who got the inspiration became creative. Is that what you mean? Because if that's what you mean, then again it goes all the way back again to the creator himself, because his energy of creating is so high that no one can deny. And that thought he got from someone else is a divine message. That he's on the right path, that he should take it as an inspiration and go ahead, that he must walk the right path, that he should stop negotiating with the energy he was born with, and that he should not allow others to touch that energy, and that he should not fake it or listen to mommy and daddy, or go and take a course that is just so against that energy. Yeah, so if that's what you mean. Some people can't create or not able to, but yeah, as you said, someone else inspired by them. Some people cannot create or not able to, but yeah, as you said, someone else is inspired by them. Yeah, see, as I said, it's not everyone's job. It's not everyone's job to be creator. Yeah, but if you wish to really extend it to a global level, like I would say, or to a divine level, I'll take my word back, to a divine level. Like we all humans are creators, but as I said, like some of us were really born to take care of that, and those people generally are those, as I said, who have the pull. Like they have a very strong feeling that something has to come out, something has to be expressed. And I think that's a piece of the cake. What's the point if we are all the same? What's the point if we are all having the same energy? No. But we are all definitely calling for oneness, and figuring out our part is what can help us help others figure out their own. And that's how we can move mountains together. That's how we can build a better life. That's how we can definitely build a better life. Any questions again? Any questions left? Cool thing. Yeah, so I pray that today's live helped. I'm keeping all the lives we play on the YouTube channel, and also on the feed on both my Instagram pages, either my personal account or Ranet account. Very good. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your questions, and stay safe, stay creative if creation is talking to you, and I'll meet you up soon. Do well.